to get the low 70s despite some mid-level clouds rolling in. Now, plenty of sunshine early. The key factor was a strong south to southwest wind, about 10 to 15, gusting over 20. Warm front draped across the I-70 corridor, so scattered showers, even a few rumbles of thunder between Indy and Columbus. We've got the frontal boundary out here to the west. You can see a little activity beginning to fire up along that. I think just general showers, a few rumbles of thunder, not off the table overnight into early tomorrow. It is now overcast there in Hazard or Triangle Park, just off the end of downtown. Farther north, we've had the mid-level cloud cover at Frankfort in Franklin County at the Mesonet site there, 67. But you see your southwest wind still up, 69 Lexington, 70 in Mount Sterling. We've been in the low and mid 70s down south. You can take that wind, which is counteracting the increasing cloudiness, gust 20 to 25. Obviously north of the front, you can see it zigzagging just in between Cincinnati and Columbus, about a 20-degree difference there. But how about the upper 70s to around 80 down to the south? Now, hopefully you've enjoyed it, and you'll have a few more hours too, as temperatures will be slow to back off, and we're not expecting the rain until late this evening and overnight. We'll start out in the mid 40s tomorrow morning. Not a washout for Thursday, but just keep the rain gear handy. I think we'll see temperatures mainly in the low 50s. That's still a little bit above average. After that, we dry it out as we kick off March. More on that in your 7-day coming up.
Well, Governor Andy Beshear visited flood-ravaged areas in eastern Kentucky today, meeting with residents in Perry and Knott counties and assessing the damage there. He says the state is working hard to provide aid and ensure long-term recovery. This is President Donald Trump has approved a major disaster declaration for Kentucky, providing individual assistance in 11 counties. This opens immediate aid for cleaning, sanitizing, and repairs with grants up to $43,000. Residents can apply at disasterassistance.gov through the FEMA app or by calling 1-800-621-FEMA. More counties may be added as damage assessments continue. And new tonight, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is also surveying flood damage in Kentucky. Secretary Noem will join Governor Andy Beshear for a press conference in Frankfort shortly, providing an update on recovery efforts after President Trump's major disaster declaration. Once that press conference begins, we'll take you to Frankfort live for the Secretary's comments. Well, LG&E and KU employees are giving back to flood victims in a big way, raising nearly $2 million to support communities across Kentucky, Virginia, and Indiana. Now, the funds raised through the company's Power of One campaign will help more than 50 nonprofit organizations provide critical services, including education, healthcare, and basic needs. Since 2005, this employee-led initiative has contributed over $35 million to strengthen local communities. A representative from Kentucky is saying no to a Republican-led budget proposal as it moves forward in Washington, D.C. The Republican-controlled House of Representatives voted last night to approve a budget blueprint advancing President Donald Trump's agenda. Now, the vote was 217 in favor and 215 opposed, without any support from Democrats. And meanwhile, Congressman Thomas Massey from Kentucky was the only Republican to oppose the bill. The legislation now goes before several House committees before it heads to the Senate for consideration. Massey on social media last night defending his vote, saying in part, quote, "The GOP budget increases the deficit by over $300 billion a year, and in 10 years will add $20 trillion to U.S. debt," end quote. Well, top administration appointees gathered at the White House this afternoon for the first cabinet meeting of Trump's second term. Elon Musk was also in the room, as the White House says secretaries take the advice and direction of DOJ and are working with Musk on his efforts to reduce the size of the federal government. Our Washington correspondent Julia Benbrook is at the White House with details.
The cabinet meeting attendee receiving the most attention is not actually a member of Trump's cabinet. It's tech billionaire Elon Musk. According to the White House, the secretaries and their staff are in regular communication with Musk on his efforts to reduce the size of the federal government. While Musk, a special government employee, was not seated at the table with the secretaries, he was in the room and was asked to speak and take questions shortly after Trump started the meeting.
Elon is here to give you summary of what's happening, some of the things they found, some of the horrible things they found, some of the theft and fraud, and we call it waste and abuse.
This after Musk's weakened guidance that federal employees would be required to respond to an email with an outline of what they did last week, or it would be seen as a resignation. Several of the secretaries then instructed their workers not to respond. Prior to today's meeting, Trump took to social media to say, quote, all cabinet members are extremely happy with Elon. The media will see that at the cabinet meeting this morning.
Let the cabinet speak just for a second. Is anybody unhappy with Elon? If you are, well, throw him out of here.
During the meeting, Trump did admit that some of the department heads disagree a little bit with Musk. A White House official says that the goal of today's meeting was to touch base and to ensure that Trump's agency heads are, quote, rowing in the right direction. At the White House, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Well, Kentucky Attorney General Russell Coleman is calling on Congress to crack down on organized retail crime, a problem costing retailers more than $121 billion nationwide. Coleman joining a bipartisan group of 38 attorneys general pushing for legislation that would strengthen law enforcement tools and increase penalties for supply chain thefts. Now, retailers in Kentucky lost nearly $2 billion to theft and return fraud in 2022 alone. Coleman says tackling this issue will protect shoppers, workers, and businesses across the Commonwealth. And a Nicholasville man is now in custody for child sex abuse crimes and failing to register as a sex offender. Officials say Jeffrey Russell failed to register as a sex offender after entering Kentucky, violating state law. During the investigation, police found child sexual abuse material in his possession, leading to 16 additional charges. Russell is now in custody as the case moves forward. Meanwhile, in Laurel County, the sheriff's office is warning about a phone scam where callers pretend to be deputies. Scammers claim that you owe bond money or missed jury duty and try to get your financial information. Officials say the sheriff's office will never ask for payments over the phone, and if you do get a call like this, do not give out any information and report it immediately. The investigation is ongoing. And after several weeks of severe weather, schools in Bourbon County are closed again, but this time it's not the snow. Water issues lead to cancellations, leaving classrooms empty. So what's behind the unexpected shutdown? We'll have the details straight ahead.
Well, another spring-like day here in central and eastern Kentucky, despite some cloudiness moving in, reaching above the 70-degree mark in most locations, but some changes on the way tonight as rain returns. Your 7-day forecast is next.
And we're asking you in our ABC 36 poll question of the day, do you hope to see Jackson Robinson and Lamont Butler suit up for tonight's game? The answers, of course, yes and no. Yes, leading the way with 67%. If you want to vote, you can chime in at our website, WTVQ.com/vote, or use the QR code that you see right here on your screen. We'll be right back.
Sure, we've got more all-wheel drive vehicles than anyone else. We've also got the 5 brothers who made their mark on and off the road for over 60 years. Like the new adventure-seeking Tacoma, the best-selling truck in its class for the past 20 years. Now, during truck and all-wheel drive season, get 4.99 APR financing on a new Tacoma. Or get an unbelievably low $285 a month lease on the last of the 24 Tacomas. Get yourself Toyota ready. Toyota, let's go places.
Most Planet Fitness clubs are open 24 hours. Save today when you join for just $1 down and work out whenever.
We're coming in early. Staying late.
We're dead of night deadlifting.
Kettlebells, crack of dawn.
I'm first one in.
No, you're not.
Before drop-off.
During lunch. Whatever works for you.
Save $28 or more when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends February 28th. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Next, E.T. Keanu Reeves on his excellent adventure at 60.
More zest, but 60.
Plus,
hey, E.T., I'm Tom Green, and this is E.T.'s Then and Now.
Next, E.T.
Tonight at 7 on ABC 36. Don't miss your chance. Grab a gift card and save big. Only 20 available. And once they're gone, they're gone. This exclusive offer is only available through Big Deals. Scan the QR code or visit WTVQ.com.
Well, another beautiful day across central Kentucky. We'll definitely take it, building on what we saw here yesterday.
So we got up to 73 today, and you know, obviously that's pretty unusual.
Yeah.
So off the top of your head, when do you think the last time we were at 73? I mean, go ahead and let me see what you say, and I'll say this is what most people would answer.
Let's go with October.
If it wasn't for February 3rd, it would have been the beginning of November, the day after Election Day. But yes, it's easy to forget after all the cold weather we had a few weeks ago. It was 72 back the day after Groundhog Day. That
doesn't
just
seem possible.
Yeah, I know. that was the point of asking you the question. It just goes to show you how crazy things have been this winter so far. But we'll take this type of weather easily. But yeah, all the way back the day after Election Day, it was 71. So this has been a rarity. And we had some morning fog in the valley areas, pretty shot from Mary Reed Runyon. And we managed to make it into the low 70s, this despite a good bit of cloud cover rolling in through the late morning and the afternoon hours. We did have some early morning sunshine, but the key here, of course, a very strong south to southwest wind, 10 to 15 sustained with gusts 20 to 25. Frontal boundary, warm front, creating some rain and even a few storms up along the I-70 corridor. You see the overcast out at the Kentucky Horse Park, but it is still 69. Winds southwest at about 10 miles per hour, again, occasionally gusting 20 to 25. Now the clouds have arrived into eastern Kentucky up on the hilltop near Hyman, Knott County. A couple of hours ago, you were in full sunshine practically, 69. So temperatures awesome. These are readings that we generally would see late April and early May. Upper 60s here in central Kentucky, still a few low and even mid 70s. I think the highest reading I saw was 77 for a little while down in Somerset. And you see those wind gusts, which are going to stay up a bit as the frontal boundary out here to the west does make a run into the Ohio Valley. Pretty easy to see where that warm front set up between Columbus and Cincinnati, about a 20-degree difference between there up I-71. Area of low pressure on the move. Frontal boundary headed our way. In addition to the rain chances, it will usher in some cooler air. So as we get deeper into the evening, here comes a few scattered showers, a rumble of thunder or two can't be ruled out. We'll see a lot of this during the overnight. We'll start out in the mid-40s. Not a wash tomorrow at all. You see not a whole lot going on, but we do see some redevelopment as some upper-level energy spins through tomorrow afternoon as temperatures reach the low 50s, and the freezing level is going to be low enough. We may get a little bit of that grapple, the soft hail that we sometimes see in this type of setup. So do keep that in mind. Don't be surprised if you see that tomorrow. Beyond that, we are in good shape as far as lack of any rainfall. That system exits the area, and we're going to see a quick warm-up because southwest winds will be kicked up out ahead of this frontal boundary, which will sweep through. It's a dry front. We're not expecting anything in the way of rainfall, but it is going to cool our temperatures down. The timing of this, it looks to be speeding up a little bit. And if that happens, then that 48 may be a little overdone. If you remember yesterday, we still were kind of in the low 50s Saturday, but based on the timing of the front, it may arrive a little bit earlier. And as you can see here with the temperature trend, we got a legitimate shot of chilly air for about a 36-hour period. Yeah, low 20s Sunday morning, upper 30s to around 40 on Sunday. But we're going to warm it back up because the ridge builds, area of low pressure into Tuesday and Wednesday looks to run up through the Ohio Valley, and that will put us in the warm sector and potentially increase the storm threat It's getting that time of the year, of course, as we head into early and mid-March. Mostly cloudy, scattered showers a little later on, mid-40s. Coming up tomorrow, 53. It'll be breezy again, wind shifting more to the west. Few showers, but again, not a washout. Extended forecast. We talked about the roller coaster ride of temperatures, at least dry, but we go from 58 on Friday to 39 on Sunday, and then 48 hours later, we're back into the low and mid-60s with, again, a few thunderstorms on the table.
All right, thank you, TG. Let's get a check on your Stuttgart Motors live traffic report. This time we're going to take you out to Tates Creek Road and Reading Road. As you can see, things moving pretty good there. Nothing too much to worry about. In fact, just one accident that we're seeing in the coverage area tonight. It's a non-injury crash. Elkhorn Road between Winchester Road and Buena Vista Road. We're told 3 vehicles reportedly involved in that one. If you're heading that way, you may want to find a different route. We'll be back with more news coming up right after this.
Your 7-day forecast is brought to you by the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources.
In the lab with Jamie Clark, tell me about no dispatch fee ever.
So we've decided to extend our promotion, no dispatch fee ever, for new customers. So if you have a heating cooling issue, we'll come out, we'll diagnose it, we'll tell you what's wrong, and then we'll give you pricing up front on any repairs that are needed. You save $99. We're so convinced that you're gonna like our customer service, from the people that answer the phone to the technicians on the job site. If you're interested and you need a heating cooling repair, no dispatch fee, give us a call, 859-687-0553 or mysynergyhome.com.
Every answer tells a story.
Name something a lady cop does to her husband.
Spank him.
Not this spanking. Boy, you hit jackpot.
But sometimes, don't tell it on national TV.
What would you do if you found out your partner secretly went through your phone?
I'm gonna deny everything.
That ain't me. Matter of fact, that ain't my phone.
Family Feud.
What?
Weekdays at 10, 4, and 7:30 on ABC 36 News Now.
My feet hurt so bad in the morning, I couldn't even put my feet on the floor. So I had to start engineering my own arch support. So I got that, then I put this in there, this one. Finally, before I added another one of these in, I went to Good Feet, and they gave me this. So I built all this together to engineer a solution to my pain. And if I'd have just gone to Good Feet, I'd have been better off in the first place.
Good Feet Arch Supports, engineered for pain relief, personally fitted for you.
At Shriners Children's, we're home to the world's leading pediatric orthopedic care. Because so many life-changing advancements start here. We provide access to the best doctors and never allow your ability to pay for services to compromise the care your child needs. We're the first place to turn for the most common or complex orthopedic conditions. Home to possibility and empowering kids to achieve the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
The ABC 36 Sports Student Athlete of the Week. Visit WTVQ.com and nominate them today. Only on ABC 36 News Now.
To continuing coverage now, school districts in Bourbon County canceled in-person learning today. It follows a series of canceled days over the last 2 months, but as ABC 36's Walker Simmons reports, today's cancellation is not because of severe weather.
Heavy rainfall, historic flooding, and multiple snowstorms. Schools across the Commonwealth have closed their doors multiple times after an active 2 months of weather. But now classroom chairs across Bourbon County sit empty, but the vacancy isn't from the weather.
Pretty much across the city, we had some widespread low water pressure issues.
School officials say the city of Paris reached out regarding the water issues, and soon after, Bourbon County schools announced an NTI day and Paris City schools canceling class early this morning. Now water issues adding to the long list of reasons for cancellations.
It's frustrating, to be honest. I mean, you've got a beautiful, one of the nicest days we've had in months, and it would be nice to be in school and to see our kids, but it's just one of those things that happen.
Meanwhile, according to business owners in Paris, they received alerts from the city about the water issue and were placed on a boil water advisory. School leaders say canceling a day of school for this reason is
very rare. I actually can't recall the last time. It's usually weather or maybe a heat issue or buses or staffing or something along that line. I can't recall the last time water's been an issue, but it's just one of those that, you know, thankfully we had some protocols in place and had great communication from the city.
Those I talked with say they expect classes to resume tomorrow as some of the water issues were resolved earlier today. In Paris, Walker Simmons, ABC 36 News Now.
Well, according to the city of Paris, an unexpected issue with the city's water distribution system caused the problems this morning. Crews have reportedly restored water pressure. The city has also issued a boil water advisory out of an abundance of caution. Well, there's now been another case of whooping cough reported in Lexington. The Lexington-Fayette County Health Department says there are now 80 confirmed cases of the whooping cough since April. With flu, COVID, and RSV also spreading, health officials urge caregivers to watch for symptoms and ensure that kids are vaccinated. Now, whooping cough is a highly contagious and immunity decreases after time. Boosters are recommended for kids 11 and older, so check with your provider about getting vaccinated. All right, Sports Director Jeff Picoro joining us now with a look at what's coming up next in sports. Jeff?
I'll tell you what, Paxton, Kentucky scored 24 runs yesterday in baseball. They're right back at it again this afternoon against Moorhead. We'll tell you about that. And, well, the UK basketball team has got a late tip tonight, so Mama put on the coffee. They're in Norman. We'll preview Oklahoma next in sports.
Minnie adores little doggies. Max likes them big. That's why they both love scratch-offs, because they can play the way that fits their style. Win a little or a lot with these new scratch-off games from the Kentucky Lottery.
You know, whether you're hunting deer or you're hunting for the perfect buyer for your house, it all comes down to one thing: timing.
At Haas & Haas Properties, they buy houses for cash. Close quick and easy. No waiting, no hassle.
Call for your cash offer today. Fishing for a buyer for your house can feel like a waiting game, but at Haas & Haas Properties, we reel them in fast. When we find the right catch, we don't hesitate. We buy houses for cash and close quickly. Call for your cash offer today.
Reimagine exceptional with the 2024 Buick Envision. With advanced technology and breathtaking clarity, and quiet serenity within. Experience confident driving, an all-wheel drive that takes you wherever you need to go. Make every day an occasion. Buick, exceptional by design.
Get 0.9% APR, plus no monthly payments for 90 days on this 2024 Buick Envision. Visit your Bluegrass Buick dealer today.
If you've been putting off replacing your windows or front entry door because of the hassle or the cost, stay tuned. Today I'm joined by BJ, the owner of West Shore Home, to talk about their brand new buy one, get one offer and how it can save you thousands on your project. BJ.
Thanks, Joe. At West Shore Home, we're all about making window and door projects easy and more affordable for homeowners. Replacing your windows and your entry door can increase your energy efficiency, it can improve the curb appeal, it can even increase the comfort inside of your home.
Well, everybody wants all those perks you mentioned, but they also want to stretch their money as far as possible. They want to get the most value. And sometimes to get all of that from the same company, that can be difficult. But I know right now with West Shore Home, it is possible.
That's absolutely right, Joe. I really wanted to help people get a jump start on that project while adding some serious value. That's why for the first time ever, we're doing a buy one, get one promotion. Buy a whole house of windows and get a new front entry door absolutely free.
That is an incredible offer, BJ. But how about for somebody who just wants to do a portion of the house, not everything all at once? Can you help them?
Absolutely. We're still offering huge savings on all window and door projects. So just give us a call and we can have someone come out as soon as tomorrow. We offer appointment slots outside of normal business hours with evening and weekend availability, so we can find a time that works for you.
All right, BJ, thanks so much, folks. You can save thousands on your project by calling the experts at West Shore Home. Now, call in now to lock in these savings. Buy a house full of windows and get an entry door for free. Call the number on your screen now or visit westshorewindow.com to get your project started now with the experts at West Shore Home.
This Friday through Monday at Lexington Overstock, save big on the hottest name brand home furnishings during our winter warehouse sale. Get this dual reclining sofa for only $498. Plus, get 12 months interest-free financing. Lexington Overstock Warehouse. Low overhead means really low prices.
Hey, UK fans, you better get an extra cup of coffee with dinner tonight because it's a late tip in Norman, 9 o'clock. Ouch. The Cats and the Sooners do battle on the SEC Network. Good news for the Wildcats, though, as both Lamont Butler and Jackson Robinson are listed as probable for the game tonight. Now, this Oklahoma team was undefeated going into SEC play at 13-0, but they've had a tough time in league play. They're just 4-10. Now, they have knocked off 5 ranked opponents this season, including Mississippi State on Saturday, and this game you're watching, 93-87. Coach Porter Moser, well, he's not afraid to use his bench. He routinely goes 10 deep, and the Sooners can score. They have 4 different players who have scored 29 or more points in a game this season. OU is led by Jeremy Fears and Jalen Moore, a nice 1-2 punch offensively. Fears is a 6'4" freshman guard. He was ranked number 24 coming out of high school last year. He averages almost 16 a game. He had 27 points and 10 assists in this game. You're watching a double-double there. And the 6'7" Moore ranks 8th in the SEC in scoring and 17 a game, and 5th in field goal percentage, hitting 47.5% from the field. Now, the Wildcats have to stay out of foul trouble. Otega Owe fouled out against Alabama Saturday, and he knows that even with Butler and Robinson possibly playing tonight, he needs to play smarter, especially on defense.
It's huge. That was one of the most frustrated I've been in a long time, just because obviously you hate to watch the game from the side. But I mean, it's a learning lesson for me as well. You know, just got to be smart, think the game. Like when I already have 3 fouls, I maybe have to pull the aggressiveness back a little bit. So, I mean, I was really unfortunate that we both fouled out, especially because we have a lot of guys that are out right now. But yeah, that's definitely a learning lesson.
All right, hopefully you learned that lesson well. Saturday is going to be a big day here at ABC 36 as ABC will broadcast the UK-Auburn basketball game at 1 o'clock. Now, we have the Solid Blue preview show for you. It starts at noon. It's a 1-hour preview of the game. It will include interviews with UK head coach Mark Pope, ABC and ESPN analyst Jay Billis, Ben Roberts of the Herald Leader, and so much more. Again, join us Saturday. That's at 12 noon. All right, after scoring 24 runs yesterday in their home opener, the UK baseball team is right back at it this afternoon at Kentucky Proud Park. The Cats hosting Morehead State. UK put a 6 spot on the board in the first inning. Montoya, Marcy, and Herrera all got hit by pitch RBIs. We don't move. It's been their motto for a while, and boy, they showed it in the first inning. And freshman Tyler Bell continues to impress. 2 for 2, a double, 2 RBI already. Leighton Harris making his first start of the season. So, looks like they're off to another great start. Still a lot more news coming up on ABC 36 at 5:30. Stay tuned.
Sure, we've got more all-wheel drive vehicles than anyone else. We've also got the 5 brothers who made their mark on and off the road for over 60 years. Like the new adventure-seeking Tacoma, the best-selling truck in its class for the past 20 years. Now, during truck and all-wheel drive season, get 4.99 APR financing on a new Tacoma. Or get an unbelievably low $285 a month lease on the last of the 24 Tacomas. Get yourself Toyota ready. Toyota, let's go places.
I started having knee pain in my early 50s. I'm Phil Simms, pro football legend and TV analyst. My knee pain would wake me up during the middle of the night. It hurt me every time I played sports, if it was basketball, tennis, and even golf. I quit being active, and it got to a point where I want to be active, and that's why I'm sitting here today.
Arthritis Knee Pain Centers uses an image-guided procedure that allows them to place an all-natural cushioning gel directly into the affected joint, restoring mobility and relieving your pain without surgery or downtime. It's covered by Medicare and most private insurance.
It even hurt when I was walking on the treadmill. I never thought about having surgery because I didn't want to go through the pain or the recovery. I just know how hard that is because I've been through enough of them. Then I found Arthritis Knee Pain Centers.
At Arthritis Knee Pain Centers, our FDA-approved non-surgical procedure replenishes the missing cushioning fluid to provide you with pain relief, comfort, and improved mobility without surgery or downtime.
If you have knee pain, don't wait. Call Arthritis Knee Pain Centers right now.
Call 800-507-1125.
After a couple of days, I knew the treatment was going to work. I think what really surprised me is how easy it was and how there was no pain to the treatment. I'm very happy because now I'm more active in my life, and I love it. I have no pain. That's gone away, and I got to tell you, I feel great. I'm back to playing a little tennis. Played pickleball, which I said I would never do. And psychologically, it's just made me feel better in life. You know, I wake up and go, well, if I have a little free time, I'll be active today. Where in the past, I would not.
Remember, our non-surgical procedure is covered by Medicare and most private insurance.
Arthritis Knee Pain Centers, they relieve my pain and changed my life. I'm playing tennis again. They got me back in the game.
Call Arthritis Knee Pain Centers now and schedule your no-charge, no-obligation knee pain screening. Call 800-507-1125. That's 800-507-1125.
The DQ French Toast Bowl is the perfect breakfast for even the busiest day. A hearty combination of sweet and savory ingredients to make for a delicious morning. Sweet French toast sticks? Check. Savory Purnell sausage? Check. Warm fluffy eggs, melty cheese, and drizzly syrup? Check, check, and check. An all-in-one on-the-go bowl so you can easily satisfy your sweet and savory cravings, no matter what the morning calls for. Oh, not that call. The French Toast Bowl checks all the boxes. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Now at 5:30, hundreds gathering at the state capitol for Kentucky's annual March for Life rally, pushing for a new bill that could change the state's abortion laws. What supporters and opponents are saying about that bill. And a porch pirate caught in action. Police need your help finding the suspect behind a package theft in Lexington. Well, the details in your Bluegrass Crime Stoppers Crime of the Week. Plus, are you looking for a new job? Many job seekers got the chance to connect with employers at the ABC 36 and Davis H. Elliott Career Fair. We'll tell you how it helped local graduates and where you can find more opportunities.
ABC 36 News starts now.
Well, good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Paxton Boyd. We're going to begin with a check on that forecast. For that, we check in with our chief meteorologist, T.G. Shuck. Another beautiful day here in central Kentucky, just adding on top of what we saw throughout the area yesterday, T.G.
Boy, it's been quite the month of February, and ironically, we're kind of bookending the beginning and the end of the month with unseasonably mild temperatures. Yeah, it was as mild as it was today back right around Groundhog Day. You may have forgotten about that, especially given all the bitter cold and snow that we had about a week ago. And of course, even though the snow melted off in the last couple of days, still a few of those larger icicles. That's along US 68 there in Mercer County for Melissa Harris. Today, one of those days, a huge span between the early morning lows and the afternoon highs to the tune of about 40+ degrees. And that's about as wide as we typically get. Notice with the Kentucky Mesonet sites, some of these in sheltered valley areas, so upper 20s and low 30s in many locations. Morning sunshine combined with a strong south to southwest wind, which continued through the afternoon, and even with some mid-level cloudiness moving in, was enough to kind of counteract the cloudiness and push us into the low 70s everywhere. Warm front arced right along the I-70 corridor, Indy to Columbus. Showers and even a few rumbles of thunder. Starting to see a bit of development out here right on the nose of the front. Some thunderstorms there south of St. Louis. General showers with a few rumbles of thunder. Can't be ruled out during the overnight hours. It's quiet and hazard. It is overcast there now. A few hours ago, you were in the sunshine. Overcast in Franklin County near Frankfort at the Mesonet site. 66. So the winds are still up. We're low 70s down south. Mid to upper 60s there, your wind gusts, especially here in the Bluegrass, about 20, 25. You can see the difference on either side of that warm frontal boundary, feeling very, very spring-like the rest of the Ohio and Tennessee Valley. So with the rain not expected until late this evening, it'll be a little breezy, but a pretty decent evening, especially for the end of February. Rain chances pick up after midnight. We'll start out in the mid-40s. Now keep in mind tomorrow, it's not going to be a washout. Just take the umbrella along to be on the safe side. The best chances will be scattered into the afternoon after the initial stuff is gone. And temperatures, while cooler, will actually probably stay a couple of degrees above average for this time of the year. So we're looking okay. A little up and down with our temperatures, though, heading into March. I'll tell you more about that in your 7-day coming up.
Well, today, pro-life supporters gathered in Frankfort for the annual March for Life rally held on the steps of the state capitol. More than 600 people attending the Celebration of Life Mass this morning, which is followed by a concert and prayer service. At noon, hundreds gathered at the Capitol to rally, listening to guest speakers about their stories with abortion, either by choosing not to abort or not being aborted. Many people were seen holding signs saying support House Bill 523. This bill would expand the state's definition of a person to include an unborn child. It would also allow homicide charges to be filed if a woman gets an abortion. Some people support the bill completely, while others do not.
Well, the beginning of the bill, we would agree on equal protection of mother and child, equal protection under the law. But when it's pushed to the rest of the bill, I mean, we don't advocate for taking of a mother's life for her to be convicted. We realize that she's vulnerable and we want her to have all the services that she needs.
Now, after the rally, people could be seen marching to 2nd Street for the Kentucky Memorial for the Unborn. Now let's get to your Bluegrass Crime Stoppers Crime of the Week. They say the crime happened on January 22nd when a package was stolen from a home on Stone Avenue. The suspect, a man in his 30s, was wearing a dark clothing and a mask. Meanwhile, for your most wanted person of the week, Bluegrass Crime Stoppers is looking for Christopher-Thomas. Thomas is wanted on 11 warrants for burglary and theft in Fayette and surrounding counties. If you have any information on both of those suspects, you can submit an anonymous tip to Bluegrass Crime Stoppers, where you could earn a cash reward.